You may have heard of Nonya cuisine, but have you heard of Peranakan cuisine? Stick around and we'll tell you all about it. I'm Thomas Robson, and this is Entree to Asia. Peranakan cuisine is one of the signature cuisines of Southeast Asia. You can find it in the town of Melaka on the west coast of Malaysia, not too far north of the island of Singapore. But before I sampled some of the exotic Peranakan food, I thought it would be equally exotic to experience a taste of old-fashioned rail travel. Well, old-fashioned perhaps. But the Eastern and Oriental Express has decidedly modern, not to mention luxurious, conveniences. A spot of tea is in order before leaving Keppel Road Station in Singapore. It's obvious that the word cafeteria has no meaning here. Once underway, I retired to the library car to consult a Chinese astrologer.
Well, this is Chinese fortune telling. I need your date of birth.
Okay, I was born April 26.
26, which categorize a very wide collection of different birthdays into 12 categories. People born in the year of the dragon are supposed to be very strong and very lucky people. There is not a single year that the dragon year is not good.
My mother always told me the year of the dragon was a good omen. I certainly feel fortunate being here. Oh well, enough relaxing. It's time to get down to business and uncover one of the best kept secrets of this very tiny rolling kitchen. So are you surprised by my outfit? Well, here I am inside the kitchen of executive chef Kevin Cape. He is the man who makes the Eastern and Oriental Express such a wonderful experience. While you're riding on the train, you look forward to meals, and this is the man who fulfills all the dreams and fantasies.
What I've got here is a piece of semi-smoked salmon, and I've layered it with Thai spices.
Okay.
Okay, so this one, you pop into the oven.
In terms of Thai spices on top, I mean, I saw crushed chili.
Basically, it's a little bit like a Thai red curry paste.
Okay.
Okay. But obviously, I've tweaked the spices down because I mean, I don't want to get it too spicy. I don't want it to bite people. Now, what I've got Jude, good? I've got one of my Thai assistants here. He's going to make a little papaya salad, a Thai papaya salad, which I'm sure you're familiar with.
It's sort of a som tam.
Yes, correct.
Som tam is a classic northern Thai salad. Fresh green papaya. It's almost like a coleslaw when it's done, but one much.
Here I've got some bean sprouts. This is green papaya.
A little bit of carrot in there as well. No,
that's
just papaya.
Yeah. Raw peanuts, ground, chili, fish sauce, lime, and tomato. Very, very simple.
No garlic.
No garlic.
Little variation on the som tam theme. No garlic.
Garlic again. I try to be a little bit careful because it's raw, and then you can kill the taste buds for the next dish.
I see. So fresh crushed chili, lime juice, tomato, fish sauce, and sugar. Now the
grated green papaya. Very highly nutritional, the green papaya. Lots of vitamins, lots of good fiber. Truly an excellent fruit used as a vegetable. It actually has rather a plain flavor.
But unfortunately, it's a vegetable that's only available in Asia. I've never actually seen it in Europe. The only thing you could possibly substitute it is maybe with a white turnip.
Yep, white turnip, lobak, the daikon radish. But I've got to tell you, in a few North American markets, I've come across the green papaya quite often. It travels well. I think its absence in Europe might have more to do with just a lack of exposure.
Exposure, possibly.
Papaya, very rich in vitamin A. So the bed of the somtam salad, a beautiful, crispy, looks like lavash.
It's just a little bit different way of doing it.
Oh my gosh. Now is the salmon icy cold or is it?
No, it's still warm.
Slightly warm.
Okay, Joseph, you do the two sauces. I've got two sauces here. I've got a yellow pepper sauce. Basil leaf, man. No. It's nicer because if you have a bit of height, if you're sitting down and you're looking across the table, it creates enthusiasm.
What's coming over? Yes. I noticed so many chefs working for height, but it's nice to see here the height not being a matter of cutting through a pile of meat and things. Insane.
Yeah, okay. Then the two sauces. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is what we do in the afternoons. I mean, once we finish the customer, again, it's testing, experimenting. A little bit more generous, a bit more generous so I can see the colours. More generous, more generous.
Nice limpid pools.
We'll go up a little bit further. Okay, good. I mean, vision is very important. I mean, what the customer sees at first is important. I mean, ultimately, as chefs, we know taste. But
look at that.
I don't think there's many moving objects in the world who can do things like that.
No, I mean, and now it's up to the waiters to get it to the table from here. So I'm a bit over-eager here. I'm already with a knife and fork, watching the Thai countryside. We've just passed over into the border, into Thailand, and very, very Thai. The smoked salmon, undeniably it's smoked salmon, but all the aromas around it are so Thai. And actually there's some wonderful Thai smoked fish salads, although there's no salmon in Thailand, that's for sure. So Kevin Cape has really opened my eyes quite a bit, and here we are, classic train, very European in its ambiance, despite the fact outside is pure Southeast Asia. And the food has been a wonderful blending of East meets West. Could you please give us your opinion on New Asia cuisine?
East meets West has been going for centuries. Even at the time of Escoffier, they had the introduction of Indian spices. But I think we've just developed it slightly more. With sort of cross cultures, people travelling more, we've become a little bit more adventurous. For example, like today, we've mixed a little bit of Thai. It's a classic salmon dish, but just flavoured with Thai. So the cross culture of food has been going for centuries.
Yet another case of East meeting West. Eastern food, for the most part, introduced to Western preparation, all brought together with seamless and dazzling attention to detail. It's impossible not to sample the fruits of such delicious labor. But didn't I mention something about a small coastal village? Deep in the heart of Melaka's Chinatown, at the end of a dusty road, lies the Peranakan Town House Restaurant. We're here, and the place is over 150 years old. The streets are narrow, the home is narrow, but what's really unbelievable is the length of this place. It stretches back more than 300 feet, and it's all incredibly decorated, just like this. The food they serve here is typically Peranakan, Straits culture, a strong Chinese influence, strong Malay influence. And when we sit down to dine, it's like we're almost 150 years back in history and eating with a family. Okay, well, Chef Richard here at the Peranakan Town House Restaurant is going to prepare for us today lemak nenas, which is prawns simmered in coconut milk flavored with a special rempah?
Yes, rempah.
With
Pineapple.
pineapple.
And this this paste, I mean the rempah, is consists of dry chili, a bit of turmeric, some candle nuts, serai, a bit of shallots. Yeah.
Chili, of course.
Chili, normally we use dry
just
chili,
that one kind of chili.
But
exactly.
you can use it also, but it's better, you know, we get more flavor.
Now, Sarah, you call this, we will refer to this as lemongrass.
Yes,
back
that's
at home,
right,
that's how we buy it.
lemongrass.
And you don't use any of the lime leaf, no?
No, only normally sometimes, you know, for asam pedas, there's another cooking we use to enhance the flavor,
Okay.
to bring
So
it.
these aren't all the ingredients for this rempah, but it shows you
Yes.
how many could be in
Yes,
the base.
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump into this then. Let's see
Okay.
how this baby will go.
Okay, first what we need is to put in this coconut milk.
Is that first extraction or second extraction?
Normally it's better we use the first one.
So the creamiest,
Yes, right.
creamiest coconut milk?
Yes, that's right. So then secondly, followed by the paste.
So the rempah goes in. Now what's important to note here is with the creamiest coconut milk, the first extraction, you have the most oil content.
Yes,
And
that's
then that coconut oil allows us to trap the flavors of the rempah and keep them in the sauce. So it's an
Yes.
infusion of the aromatic flavors in the rich coconut milk that makes
Yes.
the difference in this dish.
Yes, that's right. And also, you know, you bring the taste better.
Yes.
Instead of having a light taste, you see, you have more coconut taste and also the chili as well.
Nice one.
See, yes, that's
I
right.
like the sound.
Yeah. So what we can do, we just boil, let it boil first, and followed by the pineapple.
Now, this pineapple isn't too sweet, right? It's a little bit sour.
Yeah. But it's better to use those pineapple that are ripe, you see, because it gives the sweetness of the pineapple.
Oh, so you want some sweetness there.
Yes, that's right. So just boil the pineapple and let it after a bit tender, let it soft. Then only you put in the prawns.
They cook in just a moment.
Yes, that's right, because the prawns takes very short time to cook. Yes, I think we can put in the prawns also.
This is so simple to do. I mean, this is one that'll be very easy for folks at home to prepare.
Yes, it's
and,
true.
I'm sure that I've seen actually in several of the markets in Chinatown, in many of the cities I visited, you don't have to make the rempah from scratch. You can buy substitutes, ready-made items. I know it's not the same.
Yeah, it's true.
But if you can't find all the ingredients, and if you don't want to go through the learning process of pounding all the ingredients together to make a rempah, there are alternatives, and at least you'll come close.
Yeah.
It'll still be delicious, and your friends will still be very amazed, no
Yeah,
doubt.
that's true. Okay, so we can season with a bit of salt to get the taste.
You have to be careful to balance all the sweetness of the coconut milk and the pineapple.
Yeah. And you don't have to cook too long after when you put the prawns inside, you see.
Okay.
So just to maintain the the prawns, to maintain the freshness of the prawns also.
tiny touch of sugar?
Yeah, if you want to. It depends on the pineapple. Some pineapple very sweet, so when you taste, it's a bit of, it's not enough sweet,
Right.
and you can add a bit of sugar.
This is why it's always important as you're cooking to taste the sauce. Use your finger or use a spoon, whatever you prefer. And then you decide for yourself, do you want to adjust the balance of the flavors, the sour, salt, hot, bitter, and sweet. You can all adjust that with the various ingredients, salt, pepper, chili, sugar.
Yeah, I think we're okay. But normally, we can make a bit lighter, you see. This is a bit thick. But,
Thick looks good.
Yeah.
Thick looks good. The rempa that makes this this dish has a fair amount of turmeric root in it, and that's where it gets its characteristic yellow color
Yes,
from.
that's right, color.
Well, let's sit down and have a bite. What do you say?
Oh, yes, sure.
Welcome to my idea of the perfect dining room. I wish I could have you sitting here with me right now as I'm about to enjoy this incredible prawns with coconut milk and pineapple. The sauce of this dish they call Lemak nanas. That's the coconut milk, the pineapple. And a very different and unique kind of taste. Wonderfully hot, lots of fresh character to it, and at the same time it's subtle. There's no curry-like flavor to this at all. It's really, I'd say, a very typical Peranakan dish. Very delicious. Cheers. Well, we've just seen one fantastic Peranakan dish prepared for us at the Peranakan Town House Restaurant in Melaka. Now here's another Peranakan dish that's also made with coconut milk. What we're going to make today is called Nasi Lemak. That's a nice coconut rice, and we thought we'd take this traditional rice dish and add some chicken to it and make it a one-dish meal, a lovely sort of casserole. What we'll need to make that is some rice. I've got about 2½ cups of jasmine rice here, and that's just a really fine quality Thai rice. It's not hard to find. Look for Mali or jasmine rice. Any long grain rice will do, however. I have some chopped up garlic, some finely diced up ginger, some equally finely diced up shallot onion, and here's a wonderful shallot onion here to give you an idea of what they look like. We associate these with French cooking. Now I also have a big bowl of coconut milk, about 5 cups worth. So we're going to use twice as much liquid, in this case coconut milk, as rice. 2½ cups rice, 5 cups coconut milk. We also have some salt, 3 cloves, and a nice stick of cinnamon. So let's put this all together here. In goes the rice into a nice thick bottom pot. The garlic. Ginger, just the minced up ginger. I've got a slice here to give an idea of what we're looking for in terms of ginger, but I'm sure we're all pretty familiar with that. Here's a piece of cinnamon. Now this is a regular sized piece of cinnamon, and it might be a bit large for this dish. So let's just break it in half and use a nice ½ inch of cinnamon stick, along with 2 teaspoons of salt and 3 cloves, 3 whole cloves. We'll move the shallot onion and include the 2 or 3 finely diced shallot onions. Whether you use 2 or 3 doesn't really matter. Just keep in mind if your shallot onions are huge, well then use 2. If they're small, use 3. We don't need to worry about mixing that up. Now we're going to need to add some pandan leaves, and these are beautiful aromatic leaves, quite common in Southeast Asia and often associated with the cooking of rice. Their aroma is kind of nutty and fresh, and in a way reminiscent of coconut and rice together. So what a perfect match. To use them, simply tie them in a knot a couple of times. Just like this. Doesn't have to be a tight knot. What you want to do is just get them so that they're kind of out of the way, or at least sticking together. Later you can pull them out of the dish, no problem. We'll take 2 pandan leaves to do this. Now you can also buy pandan leaf extract. If you're in a Vietnamese store in particular, you can ask for pandan extract. It's a beautiful bright green color, and it's very commonly used in making Vietnamese and other Southeast Asian sweets. So a few drops of the pandan leaf essence will do the job. Play around with it and see how strong it is to you. If you like the flavor stronger, well, by all means, use a fair amount of the extract. I'm stumbling over my words, you'll have to excuse me. 5 cups of coconut milk to go with the 2 1/2 cups rice. So if you want to make a bigger version of this dish, we'll certainly feel free. Just remember that ratio of rice to liquid. And now what's going to happen is, give it a little stir just to combine everything. Make sure the rice is thoroughly moistened. We'll put the lid on, and we'll put it on top of the stove on a medium-low heat. What we want to do is adjust the heat so it'll come up to a boil and then lower the heat to a simmer. So we're ready to do that now. Day 5. Attention to detail. Not a cup or a saucer out of place. On board, etiquette is a given, but the real challenge is this. How do you keep the crystal wine glasses from tipping over during the train ride? They don't so much as move. It's one thing to set a perfect table, but imagine the research that goes into matching the right weight of dinner plate with the friction of the tablecloth so it doesn't slide off the table. Or the training of the staff to anticipate every bend and corner the train might take so as not to inadvertently pour wine into the lap of an unsuspecting dinner guest. You come away from the dining car experience feeling happy and contented. It's only after you've retired to your sleeping compartment that you wonder, how did they do that? Thank goodness someone is sweating the details. The coconut rice has come to a boil, so it's time to move on and add the chicken so we can turn this rice dish into a one-dish meal. I've got some nice chicken thighs here, and I've put them in a marinade, and what that marinade is light soy sauce, the lightest you can get. If you can find what is called white soy sauce, well, you're really off to a start. It's really clear, it doesn't stain foods brown. It's a Thai product. We also have some finely minced shallot onion, same as we used in the rice earlier. Some finely minced ginger, same again. Some sugar and some white pepper, also some lime juice. Mix those all together, mix up a marinade that tastes nice and gingery. You don't have to worry about the precision of the amounts you add. And then what you need to do is protect yourself with a kitchen towel or a good, hey, I have a beautiful thing right here. A mitt. There it is. This is boiling along very nicely. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the pieces of marinated chicken. They only need to marinate for about 20 minutes, a half an hour. If you want to leave them for an hour or more, by all means, no problem there. And we're going to lay them in with the coconut milk on top of the rice. I've got 3 pieces here. If you could squeeze in 4, that would be fine. Keep in mind, if you want to make a big pot of this, great idea. Just be careful with the kind of pot you use. Use a thick bottom pot. Here's my mitt. Thick bottom pot with a good fitting lid to make rice. If you happen to have a rice cooker at home, well, even better. Take your rice cooker, put together all the ingredients for the rice, and when you see steam coming out of the rice cooker vent and you know it's bubbling along marvelously, take your marinated chicken, lay that in on top, close the lid, and continue to cook the rice through the rest of the cycle. Wait about another 10 minutes afterwards, and the chicken will come out beautifully, and the rice will be fragrant, fluffy, and delicious too. So, this needs to continue to simmer. At this point, we'll lower the heat, perfect, so that it cooks without scorching. There's coconut milk there, and you want to be careful about the heat. What I have behind me, however, is another dish, another batch of Nasi Lemak with marinated chicken cooked on top, and I'll bring it right out here now. And here we are, coconut rice with a wonderful pandan leaf flavor with marinated chicken cooked right on top. And there we have it. The Nasi Lemak with the chicken cooked on top, a lovely, creamy, rich Peranakan dish with all the traditional flavors of Peranakan culture. Fantastic. The aristocratic Peranakan cuisine was laborious and time-consuming to prepare, and in recent years we've experienced its decline as modern households no longer have the time it takes to spend in the kitchen to prepare such a wonderful cuisine. We have more unique cuisines to share with you next time on Entree to Asia. I'm Thomas Robson.
To find out more about Entree to Asia, including recipes and program descriptions, visit our website at www.entreetoasia.com.